All right, y'all. Hey, what's up, good people? I'm QC. Welcome to a brand new Talkin and Grubbin live stream. How's everybody doing? Hope all y'all doing good. I'm doing good. How's everybody's work day been? Or is so far if you still at work? I know a lot. I know a lot of us hate Mondays. I definitely do. Mondays suck. I definitely do not like Mondays. But I'm glad y'all here. Greatly appreciate y'all joining me. And today I'm going to continue revealing my NBA 75 greatest players of all time. And today I'm going from 20 to 11. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned tonight for the finale as I reveal my top 10. You definitely don't want to miss that. That's going to be at 8 o'clock. Definitely don't want to miss that. All right. Now, if you want to donate to this platform, you can donate three ways. If you watch it on YouTube, you can donate via Super Chat or Super Sticker while I'm live here right now. Or you can donate through Cash App or PayPal. There's the Cash App cash tag, which is $ Talkin and Grubbin. Also, here's the PayPal email address, talkinandgrubbin@gmail.com. Any support you show this platform, I greatly appreciate it. I'm definitely grateful to those past and present who have supported the platform. I greatly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I thank you. Definitely thank you. All right, so let's get into it. Here's who I have at number 20. Make sure I have the right picture. There we go. Number 20, I have AI, Allen Iverson. Sorry about that. Got to change the background before I got on here. But at number 20, I have AI, Allen Iverson. Now, we all know AI played in the NBA for, for 14 years, mostly with the Philadelphia 76ers. He also played with the Nuggets, Pistons, and Grizzlies. He definitely had a great career. He averaged 26 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. While he shot 42% from the field, 31 from three-point range, and 78 from the free throw line. He ended up finishing up with over 24,000 points, over 3,000 rebounds, and over 5,000 assists. Also, for his career, he had over 1,900 steals and 164 blocks. Wow, that's pretty good, amazing. Of course, he was named the MVP in 2001, the year the 76ers went to the finals. They ultimately lost to Shaq, Kobe, and the Lakers in 5 games. Also, he was an 11-time All-Star. He was an All-Star Game MVP twice. He was named to the All-NBA First Team 3 times. He was also named to the All-NBA Second Team 3 times as well, and only named to the All-NBA Third Team once. Of course, he was Rookie of the Year in 97, made the All-Rookie team. He won the scoring he won the scoring title 4 times, including in 01-02, where he had it in back-to-back years. And also for 3 years in a row, he was the NBA leader in steals. Man, AI has definitely had a tremendous career during his time in the NBA. He was one of the best point guards that we had ever seen. You know, he always brought it. Definitely had that jumper. Plus, AI definitely brought more of that swag into the NBA. He brought more of the hip hop element in the NBA, you know, which kind of lacked with, you know, dudes like Jordan, Magic, Reggie Miller. They were more of the professional kind of dudes, you know, they were always wearing the suits and whatnot. But AI, you know, we always saw him with the bling, the cornrows. So AI definitely started a movement in the NBA where he brought swag and meshed it in with hip hop, which hadn't been seen in the NBA prior to that. And that kind of made, you know, the higher ups in the NBA nervous, like David Stern, because they weren't used to somebody with that kind of style. And you know what, AI is you know, is rightfully a Hall of Famer. He did a lot for the game, on the court and off the court. Just messed up. He could never ever win an NBA title. I think if he would have won an NBA title, his legacy would definitely be more up there than what it is right now. But you also got to give him credit for definitely carrying that 76ers team to the NBA Finals in 2001, because you know, all there outside of him, it was just Dikembe Mutombo. Yeah, we all know Mutombo brought it defensively, but he definitely was limited offensively. Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, and all those dudes. But AI is definitely one of the best point guards, one of the best guards we have ever seen. And you know, he left his impact in more ways than one. Hey, I mean, come on, we're still using that practice quote to the end till this day. Practice? We talking about practice. But man, definitely a mad shout out to AI. You know, gotta definitely show him a lot of love. Yeah, I see some people in the chat. What's up, LT? How you doing, man? Thanks for joining me. Darius, you said, I'm disappointed in your list. Can you explain how Melo is ahead of CP3 when he's accomplished far less? How is Klay Thompson ranked next to Steph? Darius, you got to put the Splash Brothers together. Definitely got to put the Splash Brothers together. Okay, the reason why I put Melo over CP3 was it's what none of these lights, man. Y'all gotta excuse me. Okay, the reason why I put Melo over CP3 was because look, Melo had definitely, I mean, well, actually, both kind of got similar resumes, but Melo definitely has done some things that CP3 hasn't done. Like he made the playoffs his rookie year. You know, it took CP3 a minute before he got into the playoffs. But that's your opinion. That's how you feel. Said no way AI should be ranked over Steph, CP3, and KD. Okay, why AI shouldn't be ranked over Steph, CP3, and KD? Dude, you just look. Dude, the problem with a lot of y'all when it comes to this, y'all only look at the damn modern era. Okay, there were players playing long before this era, and there are gonna be a lot of more players after this era. Y'all think every modern player should be in the top 10 and the top 20. I'm sorry. Not every modern player should be up there. Said he's by far the most overrated player of all time. BS. AI is not overrated. What you drinking, man? What are you drinking? Whatever it is, ship some of that to me. Iverson shouldn't be 21 spots ahead of CP3. That's ridiculous. Why not? They don't have Simmer. No, I don't have a calling number at the moment. I just got the chat. So keep on venting your frustration. Okay, you disagree with me on the Melo and CP3 thing. Why AI shouldn't be ranked over Steph, Clay, and KD? I want to know that. I want to know your reason for that, Darius. Okay, let's move on. Definitely want to know your reasoning for this. Are you saying that they shouldn't be ranked? AI shouldn't be higher over them because AI don't have the rings? Make me understand. There you said Iverson is the only player in history who can shoot 34% in the Eastern Conference Finals, have a Hall of Fame Coach of the Year, Defensive Player, All-Star, and a Sixth Man of the Year, and got praised for doing it by himself. He led Team USA to a bronze medal, playing more minutes, taking more shots than anyone, never receives an ounce of blame for it. He won MVP with the lowest field goal percentage of any player of the past 70 years. He shoots atrocious 47%, 40% in the playoffs for his career. That's by far of any super. Yeah, but look what else AI had. Shoot. That team he had no one that got to the finals. He definitely deserved MVP for carrying that team. Matter of fact, let me see what was AI's average in his MVP year. The year he won it. Okay, so AI finished with 31 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 3 rebounds. That's why he got MVP. That's the main reason he got the MVP on Darius. And plus the 76ers, let me see how many games they won that year. And Philly won 56 games that year, leading them to one of the best records in the NBA, leading them to a top 5 record in the NBA. or at least top 10. Yep, Philly had the third best record in the NBA that year. But you still haven't answered why Drake. I mean, I just say Drake, my dog on it. Why should Steph and Clay be higher than AI? Derek, you said Iverson didn't play his entire career in 2001. That's what's wrong with Iverson fans. Y'all treat his lone finals appearance as if he won 3 championships. Dude, I ain't no AI fan, dude. And some of you Steph fans act like Steph was just, the main reason why the Warriors won all those championships. Okay, 2015 for the most part. Okay, we can say that. But the last two, everybody know KD was the man. Well, okay, I shouldn't say you a Steph fan because I don't know. So my apologies. I shouldn't assume. But a lot of Steph fans. Yes, Steph has 3 championships, but let's keep it real. He was a main factor, but he wasn't the factor on why the Warriors won those championships for the most part. Except for 2015. The other two, everybody know, that was KD. Everybody know that was KD who won those last 2. All right, let's move on to, I'm going to move on to number 19. All right, so at number 19, I have David Robertson, the Admiral. Now, his story is a little bit interesting because initially, David Robertson was drafted in 1987, number 1 out of Navy, with the first overall pick. But due to the fact that, after you get done, after you graduate from Navy, you got to do 2 years in the Navy. So he didn't start playing until 1989 because he had to fulfill his Navy requirement. So David Robinson, excuse me. So David Robinson played 14 years in the NBA, all with the San Antonio Spurs. He averaged 21 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. Also, he averaged 2 assists, a little over two assists per game, as he shot 51% from the field, only 25% from 3 and 73% from the free throw line. In total, he has over 20,000 points, over 10,000 rebounds, and over 2,000 blocks. We all know he won 2 NBA championships with the Spurs in 99 and 03, playing alongside Tim Duncan. He was named MVP in 95. He was a 10-time All-Star, named to the All-NBA first team 4 times, named to the All-NBA second team twice, and also named to the All-NBA third team 4 times. He was Defensive Player of the Year 92, He ended up on the NBA All-Defensive First Team 4 times. He also landed on the NBA All-Defensive Second Team 4 times. He won the Sportsmanship Award in 2001. He was the scoring champ in 94. He was the rebound champ in, 91. He led the NBA in blocks in 92. Of course, he was the rookie of the year in 90 and also named to the All NBA rookie team. Now, David Robinson, for as great as he was, in some ways he was underrated. I don't think people give David Robinson the credit that he deserves as far as centers go. People forget David Robinson could ball. Dude could definitely ball. He wasn't no scrub. He was a great center, but, you know, there were so many other great centers in his era, such as Hakeem, Shaq, as well as, what, none of these lights, y'all. Y'all gotta excuse me. You know, also Lonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing. It seems like David Robinson kind of just gets lost in the shuffle when we're talking about NBA centers, but David Robinson could definitely ball. He was a beast. You know, of course, we all know him, you know, being part of the Twin Towers with Tim Duncan, but a lot of people forget before Tim Duncan, David Robinson was definitely having success on his own. Even though he wasn't getting the championships, he still was playing pretty good. You know, he's a Hall of Famer, and I definitely think David Robinson should get a little bit more love and recognition when it comes to, you know, all-time, well, as far as great centers go. Darius, you said Clay shouldn't be anywhere near top 30. Come on, man. Steph is a two-time MVP. Why is he next to Steph? He shouldn't be on this list. Yes, he should. He definitely should be on the list. Like, man, Clay, come on, Clay. You forget Clay ain't just shooting, man. He's he's also a defender. You know, he's been on the NBA all defensive second team. To me, he should have more of those honors because he's that great of a defender. As well as a great shooter. So yeah, Clay should be on this list. It does belong on this list. Anybody who thinks Klay Thompson shouldn't be on this list is not going to get on the NBA 75. You think it pretty asinine. See, you think just because he don't got the MVPs like Steph do, then he shouldn't be on this list. Well, if that's the case, I might as well put Draymond Green on the list. You know, since we gonna go there, hey, he got defensive player of the year. But yeah, Clay definitely deserves to be on the list. Like, come on, man. Clay done put up some great numbers so far in his career. And like I said, he's a great defender as well. You definitely got to put Clay in the 75. What's up, Bill? How you doing? Yep, that's going to be tomorrow night. Can't wait to do it. All right, moving on. I'm moving on to 18. Number 18, I have the late, great Moses Malone. Now, Moses Malone, excuse me, played in the NBA for a little over 20 years. Let me make sure I'm correct on that. Yep, over 20. Yep, he played in the NBA altogether for 21 years. Played for the Utah Stars. Well, no, excuse me. My mistake. He played basketball totally for 21 years. He spent some time in the ABA playing for the Utah Stars, then the Spirits of St. Louis. Then ultimately, he ended up getting picked up by the Houston Rockets after the ABA dissolved. He played there for 6 years, got to the NBA Finals in '81, where they lost to the Celtics, played alongside Ralph Sampson. Then, the heck was that? My apologies. That wasn't supposed to happen. But then he ends up going to the 76ers as a free agent, teaming up with Dr. J and playing there for 4 years, played for the Bullets, Hawks, Bucks, 76ers, then the Spurs. He won the 1983 NBA championship with Dr. J. He was named Finals MVP. As Moses Malone definitely put up some numbers in that sweep of the Lakers, averaging 25 points, 19 rebounds, and 2 assists in that series. He was also a NBA MVP 3 times, 12-time All-Star, named to the All-NBA First Team 4 times, named to the All-NBA Second Team 4 times as well. He only got to be on the NBA All-Defensive First Team once, and also only got selected to the NBA All-Defensive Team once as well. Excuse me. For his career, he averaged 20 points, 12 rebounds, and a block per game. Also, for his career, he averaged an assist per game, and he also finished with 29,000 points, 17,000 rebounds, and over 1,000 blocks per game. He also had over 1,100 steals and over 1,800 blocks per game. Now, Moses Malone, definitely one of the great big men of his era, because he definitely had some tough folks to go up against during those days, like Kareem, of course, Parrish. Excuse me. Yep. He definitely had some challenges. Well, played some tough centers back in his day. And also, he was a banger. Definitely didn't want to go down the middle on him because he will make you pay. Dude was very physical. Also, he was very strong as well. But he also could definitely break your heart on the offensive end as well, as he definitely could put up some numbers. Had always killed you with that jumper, but he usually killed you inside. That was his bread and butter. You knew once he went inside, that was it. But Moses Malone, definitely another underrated, well, some ways underrated as well. You know, seems like he doesn't get talked about when it comes to one of the all-time great centers. But like I said, he kind of was in the shadow of some other great centers during that time with Kareem. The dream was starting to come into his own. Parrish. Lambeer was starting to come into his own. So Moses Malone gets his love, but I think he should get a little bit more love than what he does now. So RIP to Moses Malone. All right. So what do you think about these rankings so far? Definitely leave your thoughts in the chat. Okay, trying to go by as fast as I can. All right, so at number 17, I have Scottie Pippen. Now, as we all know, Scottie played, played 14 years in the NBA, mostly with the Chicago Bulls. He also played with the Rockets, the Trailblazers, and finished his career with the Bulls. He averaged 16 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. He also averaged 5 steals and 2 blocks for his whole career, while shooting 47% from the field, 32% from three-point range, and 70% from the free throw line. For his career, he finished with 18,000 points, over 7,000 rebounds, and over 6,000 assists. Of course, we all know he won the 6 NBA championships with Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson back in the 90s. He was a 7-time All-Star. He was named All-Star Game MVP at one point. Well, at one time in 94. He was named to the All-NBA First Team 3 times. He also was named to the All-NBA Second Team and the All-NBA Third Team twice. Wow. And also he made the NBA All-Defensive First Team 8 times and made the NBA All-Defensive Second Team only twice. He was the steals leader in 95. Excuse me. Also, for his whole career, I forgot to mention this. He finished with over 2,300 steals and over 900 blocks. Now, Scottie is definitely one of the greatest small forwards of all time, even though he may not have the scoring to show it, but he's definitely one of the great small forwards of all time. If anybody who says he's not, then you need your head examined. But Scottie definitely brought it in other ways, especially with his passing, his rebounding, and also definitely his defense. He could definitely, block the shot. Also, he relished the challenge of defending the best team's players. So Michael Jordan wouldn't exhaust himself on both ends of the floor. He took that burden off of Michael. A lot of people forget that after the Bulls lost game 1 of that 91 NBA Finals, Phil decided to have Scottie guard Magic instead of Jordan. That way Jordan could have more energy on the offensive end, and it ended up working as they ended up winning the next 4 games to capture their first NBA title. But Scottie also proved that he could have success without Jordan. As we all know, the Bulls definitely were in the playoffs in the 93-94 season. A lot of people argue they should have been in the finals if it wasn't for the bogus call, against the Knicks in that game 7. So a lot of people just think Scottie was just Michael Jordan's running mate, but Scottie proved he could have success on his own, as well as he, also went to the Trailblazers. They had success. They were right there, very close to knocking off the Lakers in that Western Conference Finals, but The Lakers came back, the Blazers fell short, and as we all know, Shaq and Kobe went on to win 3 straight championships. But Scottie Pippen definitely deserves a little bit more credit than what he gets. Like I said, a lot of people just looks at him as the Robin to Jordan's Batman, but people also forget that Scottie was a beast as well on his own. And any basketball head will tell you, if Pippen was not on the Bulls, 9 times out of 10, Jordan don't have 6 championships. So when it comes to small forwards, we definitely need to start giving Scottie a little bit more love than what we do now. What's up, Blue Boat? How you doing? Yeah, Scottie definitely deserves his props because, like I said, I don't think Scottie gets his just due. A lot of people just look him as Michael Jordan's running mate, but Scottie was a lot more than that. He was definitely a lot more than that. He was definitely more than Jordan's running mate. Like I said, Scottie can score some points too now. And also, man, some people forget how hell of a defender that Scottie was. All right, so it's going fast. Okay, we're at number 16. At number 16, I have right here the big O, Oscar Robertson. Now, Oscar Robertson, he played in the NBA for 14 years, first with the Cincinnati Royals, that's now the Sacramento Kings, and then he finished out his career with the Milwaukee Bucks. During his career, he averaged 25 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. He ended up finishing with 26,000 points, 7,000 rebounds, and 9,000 assists. And he only finished with 77 steals and 4 blocks. As you all know, the NBA didn't start counting steals and blocks until the 73-74 season, which is a doggone shame. Also, he shot 48% from the field and 83% from the free throw line. He won the NBA title with the Bucks in 1971, alongside Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was going by Lou Alcindor at the time. He was named MVP in 64. He was a 12-time All-Star. He was the All-Star Game MVP 3 times. He was named to the All-NBA First Team 9 times. Also named to the All-NBA Second Team only twice. He was Rookie of the Year in 61. Also Also, he was the NBA assist leader 6 times, where a couple of seasons he led it 2 or 3 straight years in a row. That's remarkable to lead the NBA in assists by that much. But man, Big O definitely deserves his props. And he was doing this at point guard, and in some ways, Big O was a Russell Westbrook before Russell Westbrook. No, he didn't shoot constantly like Westbrook does, but still, his style is kind of similar to Westbrook's. People forget for a few seasons he was averaging a triple-double every season. Well, for those seasons. Also, Big O was definitely a great distributor, definitely a great rebounder. Also, he played very well on the defensive end. And some people kind of dismiss what he's contributing to the game because people look like, well, that was so long ago. But no, definitely don't dismiss what Big O has done. I mean, come on. Well, I mean, come on. Some things that Big O has done in this game has definitely paved the way for some of these players in his era, like I said, Russell Westbrook, some ways LeBron, some ways, not always, some ways. But Big O was putting up all these numbers at point guard, which was unheard of back then. You didn't hear a point guard putting up these kind of numbers, and you dang on sure didn't hear about a point guard putting up a triple double, for a whole season. That was limited to mostly big men. So Oscar definitely revolutionized the game in more ways than one. Like I said, if Oscar Robertson wouldn't have done that, maybe Russell Westbrook wouldn't have done the same thing, several years later. So we definitely got to put some respect on Oscar Robertson's name. All right. Got about 5 more to go. And also, I definitely thank all y'all for tuning into these live streams. Whether you've been watching them, sweating under these lights, y'all, man. Whether you've been watching live or watching the replays, I greatly appreciate it. All right, so I'm about to go to number 15. And at number 15, I have John Stockton. Now, John Stockton, he played in the NBA for 19 years, all with the Utah Jazz. For his career, he averaged 13 points, 10 assists, and over 2 steals. That's pretty impressive. He also shot 51% from the field, 38% from three-point land, and 82% from the free throw line. Also, he only averaged 0.2 blocks per game. But for his whole career, he ended up finishing with over 19,000 points, over 15,000 assists, over 3,000 steals, and only 16 blocks. But wow, man, John Stockton definitely has had a great career. He was a 10-time All-Star, All-Star Game MVP. He was named to the All-NBA First Team twice, named to the All-NBA Second Team 6 times, and also named to the All-NBA Third Team 3 times. He was named to the NBA All-Defensive Second Team 5 times. He was also the NBA assist leader for 8 years in a row from 1988 all the way to 96. And also he led the NBA in steals twice in 89 and 92. Now, John Stockton is definitely one of the greatest point guards to ever play. Man put up some tremendous numbers, especially playing alongside Karl Malone. He definitely was that old school point guard. John Stockton cared more about, getting everyone else involved instead of his own points, because John Stockton could put up points when he wanted to or when he needed to, but he was basically a pass first point guard. He was more about his teammates than himself. If he was one of these scoring point guards, he could definitely average 20-some points per game during that time. But, he was such a team player. He was all about the team more than him. I mean, come on, his assist numbers are off the charts, and I mean, you would lead the NBA in assists for 6 straight years. For 8 straight years. Excuse me. That's impressive. A lot of people don't talk about that. You had somebody leading the NBA in assists for 8 straight years. That's unprecedented. No point guard has done that ever since Stockton. No one. Nobody has done that. And well, the way a lot of guards play now, I don't think we're gonna get that anytime soon. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but John Stockton is definitely one of the greatest point guards to ever play. Of course, man is definitely a Hall of Famer, rightfully so. He put up the numbers, but unfortunately, he and Malone just couldn't get over that hump to win the championship because they kept on running into Michael Jordan. And I always felt if they wouldn't have played the Bulls in the NBA in those back-to-back finals, 9 times out of 10, they probably would have won a championship or two. But nonetheless, John Stockton is definitely one of the legendary point guards. Put up a lot of numbers and also made a lot of history along the way. All right, so got 4 more to go. See somebody's in the chat. Gonna get to you in a minute. What's up, Renzi? How you doing, man? Thanks for joining me. Man, unbelievable. All right. About to go to number 14. At number 14, I have Isaiah Thomas. Now, Isaiah Thomas, he played 13 years in the NBA, all with the Detroit Pistons. For his career, he averaged 19 points, 9 assists, and 1 steal per game. Also, he shot 45% from the field, 29% from three-point range, and 75% from the free throw line. For his career, he ended up finishing with 18,000 points, 9,000 assists, and over 1,000 steals. But he only finished with 6 blocks per game his whole career. All right, he won back-to-back championships with the Pistons in 89 and 90. He was named Finals MVP in 90. He was a 12-time All-Star, named to the All-NBA first team 3 times, named to the All-NBA second team twice. He was an All-Star game MVP twice. I was about to say back-to-back years, but it wasn't. He was also named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team in 82. He was the assist leader in 85. So Isaiah Thomas definitely had a remarkable career. He put up some great numbers. Of course, we all know he definitely won those 2 championships with the Pistons. But even though Isaiah was definitely another one. Well, definitely another one that's one of the greatest guards to ever play this game. Also, people forget Isaiah just didn't do it on the offensive end. He definitely did on the defensive end. playing with the bad boy Pistons. You know, he definitely gave Michael Jordan a lot of problems in the playoffs over those few years that, you know, the Pistons and Bulls went against each other. Also, definitely was always coming through in the clutch, as we all saw in that 1988 NBA Finals in Game 6, where he was just balling out of control on that bad ankle. Man, you know, he was running up and down the court limping. Hey, that didn't bother him. He was just giving the Lakers the business. That whole game, that whole second half. And if it wouldn't have been for that foul, 9 times out of 10, the Pistons would have won the championship. But Isaiah Thomas is definitely one of the great guards, like I said. You know, he also brought it on the offensive end and defensive end, but definitely always set up his teammates to be in great positions to succeed, whether it was Joe Dumars, Dennis Rodman, Bill Laimbeer, Rick Mahorn, Mark Aguirre. He definitely put his teammates in the best position to succeed so they could shine and they could, you know, definitely do their thing on the offensive end. So definitely had to put Isaiah Thomas here on this list. Okay, Blue Boat, you said Isaiah, showing him love. Man, this is going, man, this is time is flying here. They only got 3 more players to reveal. Unbelievable how fast time has flown. So, okay, so about to go to number 13. And at number 13, I have right here the mailman, Karl Malone. Now, Karl Malone played 19 years in the NBA, mostly with the Utah Jazz, but at the end of his career, in his last season, he played with the LA Lakers with Shaq and Kobe. For his career, he averaged 25 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. Also, while averaging 0.8 blocks and 1.4 steals per game. He shot 51% from the field, 27% from three-point range, and 74% from the free throw line. For his whole career, he finished with 36,000 points, 14,000 rebounds, and 5,000 assists, as well as over 2,000 steals and over 1,100 blocks per game. That's impressive. Okay, he was named MVP twice in 97 and 99. He was a 14-time All-Star. He was an All-Star Game MVP twice. He was named to the All-NBA First Team 11 times, named to the All-NBA Second Team twice, and only named to the All-NBA Third Team once. Also, he's a 3-time, he was selected to the NBA All-Defensive First Team 3 times, selected to the NBA All-Defensive Second Team twice. He was Rookie of the Year in 86. So Karl Malone's definitely got one great resume, had a Hall of Fame career. Definitely one of the best power forwards ever. And it's impressive that he kept on getting it done all those years. Especially when, you know, dudes like Tim Duncan, Shaq, all of them came into the game, Karl Malone was still balling. And like I said, he's one of the best power forwards ever. Nobody can deny that. Yeah, he doesn't have the rings, but still, you definitely can't take away what this man has done. And he could beat you in so many different ways. He could beat you at the top of the key. He could beat you inside. He could have beat you in the post. Karl Malone was no joke. Now, I may not agree with things he say, but as far as a player, the mailman definitely always delivered. Definitely always delivered. And like I said, it was impressive for, for at least majority of his career, he kept it up for about about a good 16 to 17 years. Karl Malone was balling and still putting up numbers with just about any young dude that came into the NBA. So definitely had to put Malone right here on this list. All right. Okay, got two more to go. Well, thank you, Blue Boat. You said your list is unique, bro. As far as rankings, but I dig it. Yeah, I had somebody disagree with me earlier on some of where I rank some of the players. But like I said, this is just my list, good people. I understand everybody's not going to agree with me. Some people like it, some people won't. But hey, that's okay. We can all agree to disagree. But y'all excuse me for a moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, good people. Sorry about that. Let's continue. Let me continue. All right, at number 12, I have the man that y'all know as Dr. J, Julius Erving. Now, Dr. J, he got his start in the ABA, playing for the Virginia Squires and then the New York Nets. Back when the Nets were still an ABA team, but he finishes it. But his NBA career was with the 76ers. For his career, he averaged 24 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. And he also had 2 steals and 1 block per game. He shot 50% from the field, only 25%, 29% from 3-point range, 77% from the free throw line. For his career, Dr. J finished with 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 5,000 assists. Over 2,000 blocks and over 1,900 rebounds. He won 2 championships in the ABA. He won the NBA title in 1983. He was the most valuable player in 81. He was an 11-time All-Star in the NBA, 5-time ABA All-Star. Also, he was the MVP in the ABA 3 times. He was also the All-Star Game MVP twice. He was named to the All-NBA First Team 5 times. Also named to the All-NBA Second Team only twice. Excuse me. But Dr. J definitely had a great career. One of the greatest to ever do it. One of the greatest small forwards ever. You know, Dr. J definitely showed that he could get it done in both leagues, especially in the NBA. As you know, some people were definitely having their doubts about how ABA players would transfer to the NBA. But Dr. J definitely showed improved in a lot more ways than one. He dazzled everybody with his play, especially his moves to the basket. Man, that layup he scored in that NBA Finals, what was it, the 1980 NBA Finals? Man, that was a pretty move. But Dr. J, you know, he definitely could get it done with those long arms. But he was still a strong dude. He's definitely was still physical. I mean, come on, he went up against one of the other great small forwards of the era. That was Larry Bird. But Dr. J kind of ushered in some way, along with Bird, they kind of ushered in that point forward movement, because prior to that, you didn't have a lot of scoring small forwards. You know, they were just more there for the rebounds. But they took it to a whole nother level with the whole point forward movement, where a small forward could definitely look for his score first and then rebound and distribute the ball. But man, Dr. J is definitely one of the legends. All right. Here's the last play. Well, one more player left. Here at number 11. And at number 11, I have let me share my screen, make sure. And also, I pushed back the top 10 to 9 o'clock. So I won't be doing it at 8 o'clock. I'll be doing it at 9. But at number 11, I have Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. Now, he's the only player ever to score 100 points in an NBA game. That's still one of the most biggest accomplishments, or the biggest accomplishment ever. As Wilt scored 100 points on the New York Knicks back in 1962. But during his career, he averaged 30 points, 22 rebounds, 4 assists. Okay, they weren't okay. He retired. He retired in 72, so they hadn't started counting steals and blocks just yet. But for his career, he finished with 31,000 points, 23,000 rebounds, and 4 assists. He won 2 NBA championships, one with the Warriors when they were in Philadelphia back then, and one with the Lakers. He was Finals MVP in 72. He was the regular season MVP 4 times. Matter of fact, he won it 3 years in a row in 66, 67, 68. He was a 14-time All-Star Game MVP. He was selected to the All-NBA First Team 7 times. Also selected to the All-NBA Second Team 3 times. And he was named to the NBA All-Defensive First Team twice. He was named Rookie of the Year. And wow, for 6 years in a row, he was the NBA scoring champ. And then he led the NBA in rebounds 11 times, and one time he was the NBA assist leader. So, man, Wilt had one hell of a resume. That's very remarkable for all the stats and accomplishments Wilt put up. That's just very rare, and I don't think that's going to be done again anytime soon. He's definitely one of the all-time greats. I mean, come on. That's just rare for somebody to lead the league in scoring for 6 years in a row. Just like it was rare for, somebody like Stockton to lead the NBA in assists for 8 straight years. But Wilt is definitely one of the greatest big men ever. With his stature and his long arms, he definitely could get physical with the best of them. He could rebound out the gym. Definitely could score. Especially since he had the size advantage to just go inside on almost anybody. Excuse me. And also, the 100-point game definitely just added more to Wilt the Stilt's legend. Because the only one, nobody has not scored 100 points in a game. I mean, the person who came the closest was the late, great Kobe Bryant, scoring 81 in 2006. But Wilt definitely made an impact on the game. He, along with Bill Russell, definitely influenced the center position in the NBA, starting that whole wave. And proving that you can definitely win with the big man being the key player on a championship team. And Wilt is definitely one of the all-time greats. He's definitely a legend. But I mean, I came close to putting Wilt in the top 10, but there were some other players who I think that were a little bit more deserving of being put in that top 10. So this is kind of like a 10B right here, me putting Wilt right here at number 11. All right, good people. That will do it for this edition of the NBA 75 greatest players of all time. Make sure y'all come back at 9 o'clock. It's the finale. I reveal my top 10 players to complete this list. I thank all of y'all for joining me here tonight. And I thank all of y'all for joining me on these live streams or watching the replay, whether you've been watching it on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. I greatly appreciate it. Also, if you want to support the platform, you can donate via Cash App or PayPal. Here's the Cash App cash tag. That's $ Talkin and Grubbin. Also, here's the PayPal email address. That's talkinandgrubbin@gmail.com. Any donations you give to the platform, I greatly appreciate it. And I definitely appreciate those past and present who supported the platform. I thank you very much. You know, I just feel I'm so blessed and honored. I thank God for all of y'all. Without y'all, I wouldn't be doing this. You know, I'm very appreciative that everybody wants to tune in, listen to me talk sports, watch me eat as usual, and conversate with me in the chat. I greatly appreciate all y'all just for stopping by, taking time out your day or night just to hang with me for a little while. But you can come back at 9 o'clock as I will reveal my top 10 players in the finale of this live stream series. So you don't want to miss it. It's a great one. You know, this is these are legends, Hall of Famers, icons that's in this top 10. So y'all don't want to miss who I reveal. So until then, y'all have a good one. Love y'all to life. Salute. And I see y'all at 9 o'clock.